Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mag. So I hope you're all staying safe and well out there. So I'm here again with yet again more transfer news for Newcastle United, and I'm talking about Demiral in today's video. I'll also be talking about other Newcastle transfer news as well, but we'll talk about Demiral first. Now, this is a player that Newcastle United have been offered by Juventus. We were given the chance to sign him for 17 million from Juventus. Turkish centre-back, of course, Demiral, and Newcastle have turned that deal down. Now, Atalanta in Syria have, of course, took up their option to buy the player, and they have jumped in and bought the player from Juventus, so that one is off the table. Newcastle United will not be going for Demiral, and I think the reason behind that, will be quite clear. Is, of course, Lille have sold Renato Sanchez to AC Milan. So if you look at it from that factor, Lille have sold Renato Sanchez to AC Milan. AC Milan were obviously after Sven Botman, and of course Dan Ashworth did say to Lille, give her an answer this week if we are the front runner to get Sven Botman to Newcastle United, or forget about the deal altogether, because we will not be held to ransom. That is the good thing about Dan Ashworth and the new owners as well at the club, is that they're not being held to ransom over the Newcastle tax, if you will, of what clubs are trying to charge Newcastle, that bit extra for a player. It went from being 30 million, I believe it was, for Sven Botman, and it went up to about 36 million. They was wanting to charge Newcastle for Sven Botman. That, of course, is the Newcastle tax. Now, to a lot of people looking from the outside in at this, who aren't Newcastle United fans, will be thinking, well, you've got a lot of money, why don't you just pay the 36 million? If you pay for one, you're going to end up paying it for the rest of them to come as well, because once you back down to one, and allow them to hold you for ransom, then the rest of them are going to do it as well. It's a good move by the owners, like I say, and a good move by Dan Ashworth as well, to say you either tell we can have this player or not, or get the fuck on, because we ain't being messed around here. We're here to buy players, we're here to improve the squad and move forward. And Newcastle were given the chance by Juventus to go for Demiral. Obviously we've turned that down because it looks as though, from my opinion anyway, that Sven Botman deal might be a lot closer now than what it has been over the past few weeks and months. So it's looking more and more likely that that one could go through for hopefully it does, because Sven Botman, like I've said many times on the channel before, he's an absolute fantastic centre-back, one of the most highly rated centre-backs in world football. He's wanted by everybody who's anybody in world football as well. So it's going to be interesting if we can secure the signature for Sven Botman at the club, and with Renato Sanchez going to AC Milan as well, and we all know AC Milan don't have the biggest budget, with them currently in the position of trying to get a takeover, so their funds are going to be very limited, whereas our funds are a lot more free, and we're able to go around and buy who we want, of course, for the prices that the owners are willing to pay, and whatever Dan Ashworth can get bargains wise for Newcastle moving forward. But the Demiral one is off the table. He's went to Atalanta, so there'll be no more talk of Demiral joining Newcastle United. Moving on from Demiral, and we'll talk about Ndika. Now, Ndika, previously linked with Newcastle, is now on the radar of Marseille, but Tottenham are in the pole position according to Foot Mercato for the player, and the reasons behind that are the fact that Ndika shares the same representatives as Basoma, who has just joined Tottenham on Friday, and this of course is coming from Talbot on Twitter, and he is a very credible journalist in my opinion. He's come up with quite a few things that have come true, but it's entirely up to you to believe it if you want to believe it. But they do share the same representatives as each other, so that could be a possibility that Ndika could be going to Tottenham. But if not, then if the Sven Botman deal doesn't go through, I would like to see Ndika come to Newcastle, because he is a very good centre-back and a very good player. He would make in Newcastle as well moving forward. But moving on from that, we'll talk about the news coming out that Arsenal are leading the chase for Lisandro Martinez of Ajax, but of course face significant competition from the likes of Tottenham, Chelsea and of course ourselves. This is coming from 90 minutes though, so if it's credible or not, I'm not too sure, because I have made a few out there claims in the past and them not come true, so we'll see how it goes. But Lisandro Martinez is a fantastic player, a really good player, and if we are in form and would do happen to get his signature, then that would be a really good sign for Newcastle moving forward as well. Like I say, we're looking at players who are going to be able to improve the squad now, but we're also looking at younger players as well who are going to be able to improve the squad going forward. I mean, Hugo Ekitike, for one, is a player that would be able to improve the squad going forward. And moving on from that, it does take away to the next one, which of course is Roger Fernandez of SC Braga. Now, the 16-year-old is an absolute highly rated player. If you've seen him play, you'll understand where I'm coming from on this one. He is absolutely fantastic, really lightning fast, amazing skills, and he's doing some amazing stuff in Liga NUFC. Newcastle, of course, are preparing a £20 million bid for the 16-year-old Portuguese star, and of course that is with us loaning him back to Braga for 2 seasons, which allows him, of course, to play in Liga NUFC until he's 18. Then he will, of course, make the trip over to Tyneside, and hopefully, by that point he will be able to play first team football for Newcastle United. But at the moment he is playing first team football for Braga, and he's doing absolutely amazing in Liga NUFC as well. If he could make that step up to the Premier League when he's 18, of course, would be absolutely amazing, and would be something definitely worth seeing if we could secure the signature of Roger Fernandez to the club. This one is coming from vitalfootball.co.uk. I don't know if this is a credible source or not, but former Toon coach Dean Saunders, of course, is backing Bale to join Newcastle United. Now, I've already talked about Bale on the channel before already, but it would be a really good deal if we could get Gareth Bale to the club. He's quite favourable towards the move towards Newcastle as well. He has said that he would welcome a move back to the Premier League. He's being heavily linked by the bookies to go to Cardiff City, but if we were to go in there, I'm sure we would probably pip Cardiff to that deal, especially with us being in the Premier League. And he has said, it's not about money, it's about getting his fitness up and proving, that he's still got it and he can go for the World Cup with Wales coming up in the November. So we'd get an absolutely fantastic player, like I've talked about on the channel already. We'd get a fantastic player, somebody that is spent 5 seasons out in La Liga playing for Real Madrid, winning trophy upon trophy, and made a big name for himself out there in Spain. And he'd be coming back to England if we could secure his signature, and he'd be playing for Newcastle United, and that would be absolutely amazing. That's a household name, it's a marquee signing. The shirt sales alone off of signing somebody like Gareth Bale, and there's also been talk about we're going in for the likes of Neymar as well. If we could attract somebody like a Neymar to the club, the shirt sales alone off of that would be absolutely crazy, and the massive media attention around that deal as well, even for the Bale deal as well, the media attention around it and the attraction that we would get from the media for these kind of deals would be absolutely crazy. So I'm all for it. If we could get Gareth Bale to join Newcastle United, I'm all for that. If we could get Neymar to join Newcastle United, I'm all for that as well. Now, I do want to talk about Newcastle fans, or so-called Newcastle fans, that have been trying to reply to the owners. It's getting a bit pathetic now. There has been a Newcastle fan, and a number of them, contacting, Gaddafi on Twitter. Obviously, we all know the owners on Twitter. Jamie Rubin's on there, Gaddafi's on there, and there's some silly Newcastle fans, or so-called Newcastle fans, we'll call them, saying that they want signings done now. I mean, let's not forget, where we were just a few months back. We were under an owner that couldn't care less about the club and where the club was going. He had an absolute oath in the job as the manager, who just didn't know what he was doing. And now we've got these owners, who know what they're doing. They know where they want the club to go. They've got a plan for the club. And, Gaddafi replied to this silly fan. And, he just put the simple words of patience is a virtue. Now, he didn't need to reply to that fan. He's a busy guy. He's all over the place constantly. But he replied to the fan, and he just put patience as a virtue. And that in itself, you've got to respect Gaddafi for replying to what I could only deem as an absolutely horrible comment, asking for transfers straight away. It's just pathetic, man. Give them a chance. Give the owners a chance. They've only just come in. This is their full season. Is the new owners of Newcastle United. Give them a chance to sign some players and show them what they're worth. Don't start picking on them already before they've even gotten a chance to sign the players forward and proved that Newcastle can go to places. Moving on from that, we'll talk about Hugo Ekitike. Now again, there has been reports from RMC in Paris saying that Hugo Ekitike is currently slowing down on a move to Newcastle despite salary and transfer fee agreed. PSG are still in talks to try and sign him according to RMC, but then of course we did see a whole bunch of journalists come out, from Keith Downey, Andy Sixsmith, there was even Aaron as well from the Chronicle, who came out, Aaron Stokes I believe it is, from the Chronicle, came out and talked about it as well, and loads of them were talking about, personal terms are very close. Keith Downey was saying to being agreed with Hugo Ekitike ahead of his proposed move to Newcastle, according to, of course, Sky Sports. It as well was rumoured that he could complete the deal by this week coming. And that, if that is true, then it's going to be absolutely amazing signing. I mean, Hugo Ekitike has proved it in France this season. He has been absolutely fantastic. And like I've said on the channel before already, he's got the same goal scoring stats as what Kylian Mbappe had at 19 years old when he was making his move to PSG. So I can see why PSG would want to bring him into their club. At the end of the day, like I say, he's got the same goal scoring stats as Kylian Mbappe had when he joined PSG. So obviously PSG is looking at that and thinking, wow, another chance to get another Kylian Mbappe, have two Kylian Mbappes in the team. Play one of them out on the wing, play one of them through the centre, or they could possibly go with a 4-4-2. But I don't think they would do a 4-4-2 in PSG, to be honest. One of them would probably play on the wing, one of them probably through the centre. But let's hope, fingers crossed, that PSG do not secure the signing of Hugo Ekitike. We want to see him at Newcastle United. I mean, he's an absolute dream to watch. I watched him during the Toulon tournament and he was really good in that. And he's currently on holiday at the moment with one of his Stade Rennais teammates, and of course a PSG star, which is a bit sceptical on that one. You've got to think what's going on there with that, but hopefully, you know, we can secure his signature, because he will be a really good player for going forward. In 19 years old as well, he'll be able to go straight into the Newcastle team if he can adapt to the Premier League football. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below about everything talked about in this video today. If you can, please hit a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, or if you haven't done it yet, because it does help the channel to grow. Until next time, I'll see you all later, and how are the lads?